A very good morning and wishing you a fantastic Friday. Welcome to today's episode. We're talking about three things. Demand for Fed's repo hits a record. All eyes on the PC deflator data and earnings from Salesforce. The stock market put in a decent performance on Thursday, but tech shares got left behind. The Dow was up about 0.4%. The S&P was up a modest 0.1%, but Nasdaq registered a tiny 0.01% decline. The economic news was good. The Labour Department reported that initial unemployment claims for regular state programs fell last week to about 406K from 444K, putting them at a new low since the COVID-19 crisis took hold last spring. Investors are also keeping an eye on negotiations in Washington over infrastructure spending. The Senate Republicans presented a $928 billion plan to the White House, narrowing the gap with the Biden administration's latest $1.7 trillion offer. This week has also brought a resurgence in the so-called meme stocks that captivated social media and broader public earlier this year. After rallying throughout the week, shares of AMC Entertainment on Thursday surged another 36%, their highest close since May 2017. GameStop shares added about 4.8%, bringing their gains to this week to about 44%. Among other stocks, Ford Motors continued to go up, was up about 7.1%, rising for the second day after it expected 40% of its vehicle volume to be fully electric by 2030. Shares of Dollar Tree dropped about 7.7% after the discount retailer said rising freight costs could cut into profits for its current fiscal year. In the bond market, the yield on the 10 years rose to 1.6 from 1.57 on Wednesday. I've been following the developments in the Fed's repo facility for a couple of days. I thought I'll make a mention of it today over here. Demand for the Fed's repo facility hit a record on Thursday as a flood of cash overwhelms the US dollar funding market. 50 participants parked about $485 billion overnight, surpassing the previous record of about $474 billion from December 31st, 2015. Some short-term treasury yields have actually declined below zero for the first time since last year, and that has investors sending their cash to the Federal Reserve to avoid losing money. This is the reverse repo facility where people park money with the Fed in exchange of getting zero basically. Several bills maturing in the coming weeks and months are trading with yields that are lower than zero. This is according to Bloomberg data, as investors look for safe corners of markets where they can stash cash piles short term. Bills maturing through July 1st are trading with yields below zero, though only slightly so, with most remaining higher than negative 0.1%. Some yields have also fallen below zero in markets of repurchase agreements where investors lend cash overnight in exchange for treasuries. As a result, money market funds are sending cash to the Fed overnight instead. The US Central Bank has an overnight facility where money market funds, banks, and government-sponsored mortgage underwriters can pledge cash overnight at an interest rate of 0%, and that facility saw $485 billion of cash sent its way on Thursday, which is yesterday, the highest usage of that facility since 2015. This is important because it gives us a sense of the liquidity situation in the market and the financial conditions being easy, and that will really feed into the thought process of what the Fed can do in the coming meeting. For today though, all eyes will be on the PC deflator data that we'll be getting later today. The personal consumption expenditure deflator is one of the Fed's favorite inflation measures. The PC index is expected to rise sharply, with economists looking for a 2.9% year-over-year increase in core rates. While the Fed has made it clear, they see any increase in inflation as, yes, you guessed it right, transitory. A larger than expected increase could drive dollar-yen higher. However, any gains could be mitigated by personal income and personal spending numbers, which are expected to be softer. On to earnings from Salesforce. We had the best first quarter in our company's history, said the CEO Mark Benioff. He also said that we are on our path to reach $50 billion in revenue in FY 2026. Earnings came in at 1.21 per share, adjusted versus the 88 cents that was expected by analysts. Revenue came in at $5.96 billion versus the $5.89 billion expected. Revenue grew 23% year over year in the fiscal first quarter ended April 30th. The previous quarter, the increase was about 20%. Salesforce was up about 5% in extended trading. Platform and other segment that includes MuleSoft and Tableau products. Currently, Salesforce top segment for subscription and support revenue contributed about 1.7 billion in revenue, up about 28%. The Salesforce core sales cloud product that salespeople use to track business opportunities delivered about 1.39 billion in revenue, up about 11%. While different parts of the world have reopened their economies in varying degrees, there wasn't a single area that was slower than others in the quarter, is what the Chief Revenue Officer remarked. The expected full-year adjusted operating margin widened as well to 18% from 17.7% as revenue guidance increased by 250 million at the middle of the range. Our decision to raise the fiscal 2022 revenue is reflective of our Q1 performance, and our confidence in our ability to execute for the rest of the year is what the company's finance chief mentioned. The full year guidance includes a contribution of about 500 million in revenue from team communication software app Slack, a 27.7 billion acquisition expected to close right at the conclusion of the quarter that ends on July 31st. That expected contribution is 100 million lower than Salesforce had predicted in February because the company has updated its forecast on when the deal will close. The guidance also includes about 190 million in revenue from Acumen Solutions, a professional services company Salesforce acquired in the fiscal first quarter. That is the update. Stay safe and healthy. Have a lovely weekend ahead, and I'll speak to you on Monday. Thank you.